Freddy and Juan are in Alaska on the Bering Sea. Just 3 miles west of Nome, they're en route to the Martinsons gold dredge, the Judy Ann.
We aren't water creatures.
Wash plants we know in and out. Now, being on the water, working on a wash plant's a different story.
The Martinsons, Judy and Doug, run a 200-ton floating platform of repurposed land-binding equipment. It's part of a fleet of dredges that work Nome's offshore gold fields, one of the largest in the world with a suspected 2 million ounces of gold.
Well, we're here, huh?
We're here.
You want me to give you a hand, Fred? Boost up?
Huh?
Yeah, there you go. That's what I do.
Ryan, I assume.
Yes.
Freddie, nice to meet
Freddy,
you.
nice to meet you.
Son Ryan is responsible for the day-to-day operations.
Have you recovered much gold?
Not enough to be in the black.
What are your main problems that you think you have?
This dredge is not making money for us. The 6 or 7 years that we've been at this, building this 200-ton behemoth, it's been a long, hard pull. We put our whole retirement, we put our whole lives in this mining. Well over $1 million into it. If we can't make this work, will be that we would sell it or scrap it.
That's a tough one.
This has to be productive, as you know. The gold is there. As hard as we tried to have the right equipment and do everything right, we need more help here so we can become efficient.
I look forward to any positive change that we can make on this dredge, whether it's fuel economy, recovery, runnability.
And that's what we'll try to do. Well, we've only got 1 week with you, so we'll do what we can. We like gold, but we don't have our sea legs quite yet. I've been on boats, on small boats, you know, on lakes and rivers, and you don't get the same feeling you get here. It's like the whole world's moving out from under you.
We're on these spuds that enable us to dig with the excavator so we don't drag ourselves around the sea bottom. So when you feel that big jerk, that's the dredge hitting the spud and stopping us.
This is like a car wreck. Show us the boat.
Give us a tour. So we're on the stern of the dredge now where the excavator sits. So he's digging the seabed, trying to scrape that layer of gravel that sits on top.
They dig by feel.
I guess you kind of just mine by braille.
This guy does a great job. He's a natural.
My name is Bryce Hardy. This is my first season mining. Running an excavator is actually pretty scary. Once the ocean starts getting a little rough and white cappy, that's when we're high alert.
Do you test your pay as you're bringing it up? We do. When we first roll onto a spot, we'll get a bucket and we'll fill a pan with a shovel. See what it's looking like. Okay. If it's worth sticking around for, we'll keep on going.
You want to do one?
You want to do one, Fred?
I'll do a test pan now.
The pay dirt lies beneath 15 feet of salt water. Freddy's first test: investigate the gold in their pay dirt.
They're never consistent.
The gold that's on the Bering Sea is pretty fine.
He'll set it right here on this deck cleat, right at good digging height.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's a little different panning here, Wano.
It is.
The Martinsons lease the mineral rights to 1,200 acres of offshore claims, with inconsistent pay.
I think that's a damn good pan.
Yeah, that's a good pan.
We're feeding with the excavator, and we're trying to high grade that layer of gravel that sits on top of that bedrock. That's a good indicator that we're on fresh ground. We get vegetation on the rocks. You can see the little barnacles growing on it.
Doug's getting sick. We got to get him off.
I'm feeling a little bit of it.
I'm nauseous, yeah, a little dizzy.
Drink some of that water, Doug. Yeah, that'll help you. Sorry, honey.
Seeing a little bit.
He has to go because he's seasick. It's been a tragedy from the first time we took it out.
Judy and I weren't expecting that I would be the one that gets seasick. I feel like I'm letting her down. Judy's been a real trooper and has stuck with me on it, even through some frustrations.
Doug and I have been married 45 years this next July. He's always loved mining. His dad did. His family loved it. And one fateful day, Doug came to me and said, oh, they're having these lease sales out in the water. He said, there's no stripping or earth to move before you get to the gold. It's already there. And those are two very big items in mining because they're very costly. And we just needed to put our land mining equipment onto a boat and if we got some leases. That's how this venture started. 5 years later, we had the Coast Guard come in to commission the boat. I remember standing right in here, and the one officer looked at Doug and said, you get seasick, don't you? And he said, I do. And he said, then you cannot captain this boat. And so he looked at me and he said, you have to captain the boat. And I just looked down, and it was a really sad moment for me because this was not my dream. You know, it was Doug's. It is not produced. It can't sustain itself. It has not yet. I know we're going to be successful. You know, I guess that's what you do when you want a dream for someone. So I hope that soon, you know, this will be a reality.
Can we take a look at your sluices?
The Martinsons feed sand, rocks, and fine gold from the seabed into a hopper. Grizzly bars remove the larger rocks, and the remaining material drops down into a trommel. The rocks drop out the end, while the gold and fine material passes through into a tray and is pumped up to the sluice box where the gold settles. To catch any fine gold they've missed, the slurry then flows down a hose into the lower box, known as the last chance sluice. Next, Freddy and Juan need to find out where the onboard wash plant could be losing gold.
When you do a cleanup, you mainly just pull in this box for now?
Yeah, we normally don't like to let it run any more than 24 or 30 hours on the upper box before we pull it.
Being that it's in the ocean, getting slammed side to side, you got all your gold running down one side with most of the material and all your water running down the other side.
The waves rock the sluices from side to side, making them much less efficient than a land-based system.
Level sluices wash the best. Well, we can't stop the waves, but maybe we can lessen their effects.